So in sync, man.
I am proud of you for that.
Thank you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to First World Problems, the podcast here on Lego My Grego TV. I, of course, am your host, Lego My Grego. Hello, hello, hello. I am joined this week by one of the greats of our generation, someone who I admire quite a lot. She is a smart human being with many views and artsies.
Damn straight.
Yes.
Oh god, I need to stop talking like this. Go on.
Her name... Excuse me for a moment. Just gonna walk this way.
I love that he said Lego My Grego, because one of my favorite things to say to anybody who I found out is just pregnant is, so they prego to your ego. Ha ha ha.
Her name is Gemma!
Ah!
Gemma! Ah! Gemma! Ah! Yes. Good times. Good times.
Do you remember that time where we played chicken, but I was the only one in the car, and you were like kind of running at the car, but I didn't stop, and you really thought I would stop running, I would stop the car.
I did.
And I actually sped up instead.
Oh my god. That was great.
I do not regret that. I actually think about that a lot when I almost, like, when someone starts stepping out into the street then sees me, and I'm like...
I ran over Bridget one time.
Yeah.
At least you let my friend Kane, who I let for twice in the video, I asked him to be a partner, and he said no, but then I mentioned he gets to run me over with a car. Both times he immediately said yes. Anyways, her name is Gemma, in case you didn't get that from my lunatic screaming. Gemma, hi!
Okay.
Gemma! How are you today?
I am really good. I just came from a really awesome night of, like, throwing back preteen style with my friend of 10 years, Elise, where we watched Charmed and made onion mango sushi. You wouldn't think that would be good, but it's good.
That is not a combination I ever heard be attached to sushi, but...
It's wonderful, yeah. I have my antidepressant in me and my stimulant, so I'm all ready, and a nice calming ginger tea, so...
I gave you the Jeek for Gemma cup.
Exactly, you can see it's on both sides, so it's not like Stimpy, it's actually like the real thing.
Yes. Yeah.
So good, how are you?
I'm doing okay. My voice is really high. I don't know, had a stressful week, but it's good to unwind with an old friend, you know?
Yeah.
Got my Instacart membership stuff today, so I can start driving for Instacart. Oh,
Here we
sorry.
go.
Didn't see what you're doing there. So Gemma, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What? You having a hairball over there or something, Shadow? We're recording at home today, so we have a 15-year-old Sheltie right now hacking up a lung.
I think she'll be good. Are you good? Well, what have I been up to?
Who is Gemma? What does Gemma do, you know?
Oh, do you want me to start from the beginning?
A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Actually, April 1st, 1995, my mother wakes up. She looks over at my father, and she knows this is the last chance they'll have to conceive a baby. She touches his arm. Let's try. Come in, my young 2-year-old sister, just like, what's up, people? And so they had to set her in front of Sesame Street, and they had to lock the kitchen door. And they waited for her to knock on the door 2 times because she's a kid. And so they fucked on the kitchen floor in front of 6 puppies that they had created because they knew this was the only chance they'd have to conceive another kid. And that's the story of Gemma. I'm an April Fool's baby, so...
That just reminds me of that meme where it's like, marry someone who you know you'd be down to fuck in the laundry room while you have 2 minutes on a chicken nugget timer and the kids are watching Lion King for the 4th time.
Yeah,
Or something. Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's how it works. That's the kind of relationship I aspire to, is fucking in front of 6 puppies and having Sesame Street, Last Count Chocula in the background.
Learning a lot of new things today.
Yeah, how did my parents not think I was going to be as spirited as I was? Like, you chose to fucking conceive me on April Fool's Day. What the fuck were you thinking? Anyway, so yeah, that's the beginning of my story. Yeah, so
right
that is Gemma. That's the beginning of Gemma, and it's been about the same since then. So.
Okay, there's so many ways I could go with that, but well, just what? So What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? Your creative passions? Your real passions?
Well, I like to. I started hula hooping, and I'm taking a class actually on. I love when older women say like, "I'm taking a class." Like they're always taking a class on stuff like fiber arts and then learning Mandarin, and then anyway, that's not the point. I'm taking a class over hula hooping, and also I've just joined a really cool dance movement theater group called Fisher Dance. Ooh. And I just did my first my first day with little meeting with them on Thursday, and it's the happiest I've like been in an after school activity, because just like I'm usually either dealing with go kind of stuff, and it was nice. So like when I actually have activities that I choose, it's really difficult to do them because I'm so wiped out. But when I finally got there, it was just like, it was so much movement, and it wasn't like a yoga class that was being led, or it wasn't like, ballet. It was just moving with people, and it was totally fine if you accidentally like brush their boob or something, because no one means to brush anybody's boob there, and so it was like, it was a really cool experience. So I've been doing that kind of stuff. I also write screenplays for fun and sitcoms, so that's been really good.
Nice.
I've started writing a web series. I haven't titled yet, but it's about, it's basically, I've had a lot of friends who've been on those really extreme like paleo diets, vegan, gluten-free, just eating fruits, just eating vegetables, just eating fruits that have fallen from the tree, because that means that Mother Nature has killed them for you, and there's something to that apparently. They've all fainted at least once after the first 3 days. So I'm just making like really just parodying all their experiences, and also my own, which I have a therapist. I love her so much. We have a lot of the same views. She's a little bit more Eastern philosophy than I am. But so one time when I was talking about having stomach issues, she was like, well, how about you go on like a 48-hour fast and that'll be okay. Well, technically it was 24, but I put in my screenplay was 48 hours, so it's like little 1-minute clips of each hour to the point that my character goes into cannibalism. And
oh my god, so I'm also writing a screenplay about a cannibal for a short film.
Oh, I also enjoy dabbling and learning about cannibalism. Not cannibalizing, learning about it.
Oh my god, fantastic. I plan on making this movie at some point this year, but the synopsis is called Famine. It's set after the zombie apocalypse. Things have adjusted to norm. The main character was essentially enslaved by a cannibal camp.
Alright.
Wasn't eaten, but he was forced to join them. And essentially, at one point has a line where it's like, 'cause he's in counseling at one point, and the line is something along the lines of, imagine the greatest thing you've ever eaten, or the greatest drug high you've ever had. Imagine it now. Now imagine being told you can never have it again. Because it's people. You're eating people, and it's wrong.
But I want that toffee cheese again. It was dessert cheese. It was the only dessert cheese I ever had! Why are you taking it away from me, Greg? Why?
My default answer is because you touch yourself at night. So I'm
not wrong.
I'm bound by law.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna go flip a switch real quick. I'm gonna do some movie magic here, and then we can start the first topic. Because I realize that's gonna kick on any minute now, and I don't want that.
Alright.
Also, it's already hot enough in here. Alright.
There is my face. Hello, my face. So yeah, I just do a lot of that stuff. I'm a human rights activist, so I've been, I was for 1.5 years a rape victim advocate, and now I'm working, I'm going to be I'm volunteering with the Pat Hackett campaign. She's running for Congress, and I really enjoy her views, but I'm not going to like do a promotional thing right now for her because this isn't about that. But yeah, she's meeting with me to talk about ways that she can help minimize human trafficking in South Bend and just Indiana, because there have been a lot of huge busts lately, and it's something that isn't addressed, and so I'm working on a presentation to give her on why she needs to talk about this, because politicians rarely talk about human trafficking, and like you can't go through your life without meeting a few people who've dealt with it. So it's a very important issue. So yeah, a lot of creative stuff, a lot of hula hooping and TV watching. So much TV. Oh my god.
I was rewatching a lot of cartoons lately. So.
What cartoons?
Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
That was a cartoon.
Yeah, there was the cartoon, and then there was the original anime series, and then there was the CGI series, which is actually it's pretty good.
CGI series.
I've been obsessed with Star Wars lately. Just
Really?
Last Jedi kind of let me down, so I feel like I need to, find out the things I love about Star Wars. Like when I do a cut, I'm doing a recut of Attack of the Clones, but I'm cutting out all the borderline, like the very awkward sexual tension stuff in the movie with Anakin, and like just cutting him out. It's all Obi-Wan fighting a bounty hunter. The whole movie.
Respect.
So, that's the. So yeah.
I never got into Star Wars. I know.
Well, it was nice having you on the podcast.
I always fear for my safety when I say that, but I'm also just so
yeah.
Like I just like pushing buttons so much that it doesn't really matter.
Fair enough. Well, Gemma, if you didn't know, here at First World Problems, the podcast, we talk about all the pressing issues. The war, the famine, the pestilence, and the death.
Yeah.
We have a madman in the White House. There's a madman in North Korea who wants to build a model rocket. I think he's written the parachute. I don't know, but I digress.
In place of his penis? Oh, okay. That's a really weak joke. Okay.
I'm laughing. But me, little Lego McGregor here. I am more concerned with kids having toys.
Kids should not have toys.
No, you know why? Because they destroy them.
They do. They're such fuckers.
I don't know if you were one of the destructive children growing up.
I still am.
But me personally, I went back and looked up some toys that I had as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
There was a particular toy from the show Digimon. Okay. They do this thing called Digivolving, where they become essentially more powerful Digimons. And essentially it transformed the toy, so it digivolved the toy like it was supposed to. This toy, which is currently buried somewhere in my grandparents' backyard, I'm pretty sure in several pieces.
Buried in the backyard? You buried your toys?
They had...
It's like serial killer, but remorseful serial killer. Like psychologists would have a heyday with
I'll
this.
circle back to that. But this toy is now worth almost $4,000 on Amazon. And it's not the only toy like that I had. But they had to get into trouble. They had to do stuff, and then occasionally I couldn't find them when they had gotten into the trouble.
Yeah.
But so yeah, kids destroying toys that are worth a lot of money. That's more or less my topic.
Okay, that's a great topic. I'm, as someone who still has not gotten a deposit back because she's like, I always have stuff down when I paint, but it's just like, it gets everywhere. I've never gotten a deposit back.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
But so I had all kinds of these toys. My dad, when I was very young, he bought me and him an X-Wing. These were when the Star Wars Special Editions came out, and he had these model X-Wings. These were not play toys, and he told me this. So what did I do?
They were play toys.
I went until my dad went to work, and I asked my mom if I could have mine, and I immediately smashed it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So yeah, well, Gemma, would you like to regale us with tales? What are your thoughts on this topic?
My thoughts on this topic is that's dead on. I mean, just think about the destructiveness of kids in general. Like, I remember, who among us did not, when we were kids and told, clean your room? Like, who among us did not shove everything we could under the bed?
Oh, yeah,
Because,
I did that, and then when the bed got full, I put them all in trash bags and threw them in the attic.
yeah, I mean, like, that in itself is so freaking destructive. And, I mean, I haven't really stopped being a destructive kid. Like I'm like in some ways I'm a little bit more mature than I used to be, but it's very rare that I actually have a toy that I don't break. Ask my pile of dildos. But no, sorry, weak joke. But let's see, what's a good one? When I was younger, I think it was about 10, it was the first time my mom let me, like, dye my hair, but it was with the little spray thing. So they sprayed my hair pink, and I decided to spray part of my teddy bear pink. And so to this day, she has a big, long streak of pink just diagonally down her.
Oh, that's sad.
But what I'm best known for isn't destroying my own toys, but destroying my sister's toys.
Oh my god, that was the best feeling ever growing up.
So good. Like, I mean, my first interaction with my sister, like real interaction, was my mom putting me down to play with her. My sister at that time, so nice, toddling up with me with some blocks, just like, we'll play. And I looked at her.
That fool.
And I just took my hand and scratched her full body down, picked up the blocks, and walked away. And this kind of behavior did not end until a few years ago, because even as like a 6-year-old, I would take her China dolls and I'd call her to the bottom of the stairs and I would throw her toys
no.
down the stairs.
See,
I'm like, these are, like, you know, we didn't buy a lot of expensive toys, but, like, you know, my sister wanted a China doll. And I just thought it was the funniest thing. Like there was something wrong with me. I can't believe it took my parents 10 years to, like...
I was the stereotype little brother who cut my sister's Barbie doll hair because they needed haircuts or something. But, yeah, no, that would have been a beating. Like, my dad would not have been happy if I did something like that.
Oh, God.
And I did things similar to that, but they were to my own toys.
Yeah, so it was like, you know, it was a beating, but it was a little bit less of a... Yeah, I did something similar, but I cut my sister's paper doll heads off and glued them onto different ones. I know how I sound right... No, I taped them. I know how I sound right now, okay? I have brain scans that prove I'm not a psychopath.
Which Toy Story movie is it where the baby doll head's like on a car and it's got claws and stuff?
First one.
Okay.
That was me.
That's all I just thought of.
I was just a little nicer, but yeah, that's me.
Yeah, kids just need to have stuffed animals for a while, and that's the end of it.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh my god. Like, don't give a kid, especially with collectible toys, because my dad and my uncles all were collectors of things, so they tried to get me in on it. So I had, like, this old, like, old-timey, like, hot rod car model that I snapped the rearview mirror off of. A Coca-Cola semi-collector that I just... Oh my god, I cringe. I hate myself.
I never got why people would give their kids collectible toys. Like, I feel like if I were to do that, I would get the toy, but I would save it until they're, like, out of college and just say, by the way, this has racked up a lot of money. Because I remember my friend Clarissa having a Bratz Barbie doll in its package. Not Bratz Barbie doll, a Bratz doll. And my parents would not let us have Barbies or Bratz dolls. Like, not all of them, but the majority of our, like, dolls were handmade, and it baffled me that someone would have... It's kind of like when you're allergic to dairy and someone decides to go vegan and they can eat dairy and you're so angry at them because they can do that. That's how I felt with that Bratz doll. Like, your parents let you have this and you are keeping it in a box. Anyway.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that expends the ranting capabilities of this.
Yes, so much ranting.
Well, Gemma, here on First World Problems, we like to open up the mic to our guests.
Okay.
What is a first world problem that is on your mind these days?
The first world problems. Okay, so this is like anything in the city area with...
Literally anything that... I say that we'll get to this for the next... I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. Go ahead.
Alright, would you rather me go on to a more, like, pressing matter that's actually, like, socially relevant, or more of a, it doesn't really matter kind of thing?
Oh, it doesn't really matter. Yes, here at First World Problems, we only talk about the fluff pieces, really.
Alright, fluff pieces. Okay, what's a first world problem that, Oh, God.
Would you like to come back to this, and we can do that as a third topic and play our game? Okay. Well, Gemma, thanks for a topic. We're going to play a little game.
All right, let's do it.
Little game, still in the works. It's called Tom Petty.
Okay, Tom Petty.
And the way we play Tom Petty is I will give you a scenario. I will give you a scenario, a real-world scenario. This is the legitimate issue that we are facing today in some climate. Okay. You know, it could be like, oh my god, the end of the world, or it could be like, okay, I'm just going to grocery shop. Just grocery shopping, just doing some simple grocery shopping. You will respond to me to these situations with the pettiest response you can give me.
I'm all about that.
Like,
let's do it.
Really tear into the stereotype of the millennial generation.
All right.
Really rip into that. Okay. Use my fancy clipboard here. There's nothing of use written on it, but I'm going to use mine because it's cool. It's a circuit board.
Oh, that's really cool.
It was a Secret Santa gift. I enjoy it.
Nice.
Anyway, so Tom Petty, scenario number 1. It is trash day.
Okay.
Alright, you realize that you forgot to take the trash out last night, and you have the bag sitting there, but you still have plenty of time till the trash men come.
Oh, I don't do it.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. I've done this before.
Oh.
No, I don't do it. I just kind of like... I kind of look at it, and I realize the reason that this is petty is oh, wait, no, we have to scratch this part. Never mind. I live with my mom. She's gonna see this. Scratch it!
Hi, Gemma's mom. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Mom. Ma, okay. I would take it out, and I would get the bin, and I would take the bin out, Mother, and...
I can give you an out with the rest of the scenario if it helps. It's not just a taking out the trash problem. Okay.
I love you. Okay.
Alright, so you're stressing about taking out the trash on time, so you have to run, get it in the trash. Trash is still there, it's great. You go off to work.
Okay.
You come back, expecting the trash to be gone. The can is still there. It has not been touched. The trash man has just skipped your block entirely on garbage day. What is your response to this? How would you react?
My response to this would be I would probably, I would probably complain to someone about it, and I would say, you know what, I'm going to call that 311 number that will direct me to any city service I need. I'm going to get this taken care of. But we all know I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say it. I'm going to pull out my phone. Then I'm going to, fortunately, I'm going to be, coincidentally distracted by a Snapchat. And that's how I would deal with that.
Yeah. Ooh, new filter.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
I love those filters.
That works. All right. Scenario number 2.
Okay.
You have some friends over.
Okay.
All right. You have invested your money in very delicious fruit-flavored bottled waters.
Why? Okay, never mind.
Okay, what's
go
something
on.
else you like then?
Fruit-flavored bottled
What do you
water.
like? What do you like?
Cheetos.
Cheetos. You invested your money in Cheetos. Okay, I can respect that. You only have a small handful of Cheetos left in your bag. You put it up, you put a little clippy on it, you put it on the top shelf or wherever you put Cheetos.
Okay.
And you go entertain your friends, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You come back, you walk into your kitchen later to find the empty Cheetos bag haphazardly thrown onto your kitchen table. These are your hard-earned Cheetos. One of your friends has clearly eaten your Cheetos. Didn't ask. You may have been happy to give them to them if they asked. They didn't ask. And they didn't even have the courtesy, the common decency to throw them away. How do you react to this?
I would say karma's a bitch. Yeah, that's it.
You're gonna eat their Cheetos?
Yeah.
And everything else in their house.
I would probably, I think maybe I would passive-aggressively eat their food at their house without asking. No, I wouldn't. How would I react to that? I think I'd ask the people I'm closest to if they ate the Cheetos, and then everybody else, would just kind of, I would feel a little bit too anxious talking to about that. But if I were really angry, if it had been a bad day, I would probably just, straight up ask the whole room, and then say at the end, okay, I was gonna have those for lunch tomorrow, but, thank you for being honest with me. Because disappointment is so much worse than anger.
Good.
It's true.
Good. Alright. Scenario number 3.
Okay.
You are moving into a new place. There's an apartment complex, getting your moving going on.
Okay.
You have a friend who's come over, and your roommate, and you. So you have 3 cars parked in parking spaces in front of your house. One of the cars is a truck, it's obviously a moving truck, it's moving stuff in and out, whatever, your friend's helping you, your roommate's there, whatever. From across the street, an old lady walks across and starts yelling at you. You cannot have this many cars in these spaces. You're only supposed to have 1 car per house. You cannot have them. I've been living here over 30 years, and I do not tolerate this disrespect from...
I understand that, but where in the law does it say that I can? If you can show me the policy that says I can only have 1 car in front of the house, I will gladly move them, but until then, you just have to deal with this. Capiche?
Okay. Shut that shit down. Good. I appreciate it.
If I were more petty, I'd probably just, if she had a bird feeder, I think in my mind, most of my stuff is I think about it more than I take action on it, but if she, had a bird feeder, I would kind of daydream about, going through the Pet Supplies Plus, bins, finding dead birds, and then placing them around her, bird feeder
Oh
every,
my god!
It would just be stuff like that, or,
That may be the worst thing I've ever heard. That's amazing.
God, it's terrible. Or I would set my cat on her bird feeder. I don't know, something like that.
I'm gonna write this down somewhere. Name of the podcast episode, The Worst Thing I've Ever Heard. That is the name of this episode.
Worst thing I've ever heard.
Was that number 3 or number 4? I can't remember.
The worst part is I actually came up with that myself a little while ago. I've never done it, and I would never do it, because that would be so disgusting to go through the trash bins, but that's all that's keeping me from doing it. Not really, but...
Oh,
yeah.
oh my god. Okay. Is this 3 or is this 4 or 5 I'm on now?
I think it's... Okay, we did the trash bins in the morning, then they came and picked them up. So if that's all 1, then this is 4.
Okay. So, number 4. You want to order a nice pizza.
Yes, I do.
Whether it's Pizza Hut or Domino's or Papa John's or one of the smaller shops. Regardless, you're going to go through the app.
Okay.
You're going to order through the app because who uses the phone anymore, really?
Oh.
You were like the least millennial I know, and I love
I
that.
hate millennials.
Oh my god, they're the worst.
I'm a 40-year-old at heart.
Can that be the last topic?
Yes.
Oh my god, oh my god, I've been waiting for this episode forever. I'm so excited. Anyways. Oh my god, I have so much to say. I worked at Penn High School. I work at a high school. Censor that. Censor that, Grego. Future Greg in the editing room.
He works at a school that is often high.
I see what you did there.
See, yeah.
But like I have interns to help me fix computers and stuff. And I sat with one of them and just complained about hipsters for 20 minutes. It was great.
They're so complainable about.
Right.
They're like there are people I genuinely know who like alternative music, who like to drink artisanal beer, and it's who they are. And then you have the people who just like
They need you to know it.
It's like those are $98 jeans, and you're telling me you got them from a thrift store when I know I went to that thrift store the same day as you, and I know those jeans were not there.
Or it's like, I ripped the holes in them myself because I'm original. Heard that once. I wanted to slap the person.
Because I'm original.
But okay, so we'll finish this real quick.
Okay. Alright.
Alright, anyway. You're gonna order pizza.
Okay.
You're gonna do it through the app.
Okay.
You place the order, and you see the little tracker. Like, okay, your pizza's in the oven, your pizza's being prepared by John, your pizza's ready to be picked up.
Okay.
So you go to pick it up. Your order has not been placed. They never received your order. So they're like, okay, we're gonna make your pizza real quick. So you sit, and you wait. People are coming in, picking up their orders, they're leaving. Half an hour has gone by. What do you do? How do you react to the situation?
And this is if I was at my pettiest.
Yes, at your pettiest.
If I was at my absolute pettiest, I would probably go up and say, listen, I have already dealt with one loss today. I just want a pizza, man. Please, if you knew, please, I'll even show you everything that I went through to get this, just, please, for me, for my grandma, please do this. I've been waiting for so long, and she's so close to the end. I should not have to wait to be there with my grandma while her life is ticking by. So get me that pizza if you care anything about my sick grandmother. My grandma's not sick, by the way, but I would say that.
Gemma, you deserve a chocolate chip cookie.
I do, thank you.
That was beautiful. I apologize for how hard those are.
But I don't think the chocolate is fantastic.
That's fair, I'm gonna eat one too. That was amazing. That was the perfect. That's a new reward. If you do good on Tom Petty, you win a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and the fifth and final problem for Tom Petty today. Go to a frozen yogurt factory shop.
Okay.
Okay, frozen yogurt. Everyone loves Froyo. We all have our favorite flavors, our favorite toppings. They've discontinued your favorite flavor. It's gone. There's no bringing it back. What do you do?
Okay. If I was as petty as I would let my mind be, I would probably just take one of the frozen yogurt things and just kind of let it run and walk out of there.
So like secure it so it's just keep pouring?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might do that, or I'd probably kind of just...
That's beautiful.
God,
Cover my clipboard.
what would I do? Yeah, that's like the pettiest thing I can think of with that.
All right.
I think if it were like a chocolate shop and they stopped carrying my favorite chocolate, I would just I do the guilt trippy thing that I just did about my grandma, but less so because they still have sweet stuff there.
That's fair. Those with Sweet Frog did that. They discontinued their banana flavor and I like the strawberry banana. They'll put a little bit of cheesecake in there. Discontinue it.
These bastards, what did you do? What would you do?
Well, for me, I did the passive aggressive thing. I just got another flavor and it was terrible. They replaced banana with orange. This orange was terrible. I'm like, okay, maybe it'd be good if I mix orange and mango. That might be some goods. It was awful.
God.
Bring back banana.
Like, orange can be great, but it can't be the good thing.
Why isn't there enough banana flavored stuff?
Because it's really difficult to make a good banana substitute.
It's like Quaker has banana oatmeal that they finally released in a standalone pack. It's no longer a variety pack only option. And they're the happiest they've ever been.
Wow.
But we need more banana. That's another gripe. Well, congratulations to Gemma on a job well done with Tom Petty. Round of applause.
Please,
Well,
clap
no.
more clap.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, you don't need to clap. No, I'm done.
Fair enough. All right. So that concludes our episode, this game of Tom Petty. Gemma, what's your topic? Oh, wait, millennials.
I have a very specific problem with millennials.
By all means.
I have a family member I follow on Snapchat.
Family members are the worst.
See, I genuinely love my mother, and I actually genuinely like hanging out with her. But almost and a lot of other family members, but there are just some where it's like, how are you a Republican?
Yeah, sorry, my cousin, his family, they're the kind of right-wing nut jobs where you walk into their house, the room immediately to the right of the door is full of guns.
Oh, so they're not, it's like the actual exhibitionist.
They're also the in-your-face Catholics, but I digress.
Okay.
Love you guys.
You're so
Family forever.
Do you edit this stuff? Okay.
That might be a good thumbnail.
Can I change the family member thing? Because I realized that.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's someone I follow on Snapchat who's in high school, and we're still really close, and she publicly went through a really bad breakup, but it wasn't public in that, like he was making a big deal about it. It was her, she was making such a big deal about it. And she was posting all of the stuff that I genuinely hated since I was 12, and I had friends who were preteens, teenagers, who were just posting on Facebook, he says he loves me, but does he really? Because he won't do this or this or this, or I've had enough of this, I'm out, I deserve someone better. And then, they type in a little bit later, I love you so much, honey. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. And it's just, I was head of a healthy communications committee. I love healthy communication. Healthy communication is the cornerstone of everything. So when I see her posting stuff really booby pictures and, just gonna get back on the horse or something, and just stuff where she's singing Havana but lip syncing it. I'm like, in high school, my big thing, if someone was a dick to me and I liked them romantically, I would just dress really nice and I would walk past them and be like, oh, hi, and I just keep walking. And that always worked. So whenever I see someone be like, it's just we get it. It's not just that we get it. I know you have to take out your anger and frustration because this is heartbreaking for you. But do you have to, throw a fucking pity party for yourself? Do you have to, it's not just that. There are some people where, and it's not just with women either. There are also some, I feel like, I'm a feminist, but I feel like that's predominantly a female girl problem on social media. I don't see a lot of guys doing that.
What guys do in that same vein is almost worse. Where it's immediately making very, I don't want to say sexist remarks, I mean they are sometimes, but it's very obvious I'm a thirsty guy remarks.
Okay, yeah. Alright.
Ugh.
Fuck you too!
People suck.
Like, we get it. You're both heartbroken. You don't have to, be desperate. Dude, you don't have to, act. Just feel your emotions.
Yes!
But, yeah, I have such a problem with social media because it's just... It just makes breakups so much more embarrassing.
Take that stuff to Twitter. When I was younger, back in my day, when I was a young whippersnapper, Facebook was for just, family, friends, just being normal conversation. Twitter is where I took my garbage. Like, my Twitter was where I took my complaint with my family and my friends and my relationships, or, in my case, the awkward flirting that I did with girls who did not reciprocate. It's fine. I get it. I was an awkward child. I was an awkward teen. Would you agree with that statement?
I always thought you were really chill and cool.
Well, I
I
appreciate
had extreme anxiety, so measurably,
And I did too, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, you were just, basically, if I also have an Irish temper, so if you were able to be chill under pressure, I was just like, I want to be more like that person.
Well, I appreciate that. That's nice of you to say. Where were we? Oh, yeah, social media, sorry.
You're good.
But yeah, I agree. There's one girl, okay, so this girl is a practicing polyamorist.
Okay.
She has a husband and a 12-year-old daughter,
Oh.
both of whom she treats like garbage. And is constantly on the internet complaining about both of them. Her husband is they're in this polyamorous relationship, it is. Every girl that he dates, she drives away. Because she is such a basket case. She's the kind of person where if you're having a bad day, hers is worse, and she has to post on your Facebook page, her Facebook page, then tell 10 other people. If you're having a good day, it's the best day she's ever had, and she'll post it on your Facebook page, her Facebook page, and tell 10 other people. And then she also is dating this other couple, who is the center of her world, with her actual husband and daughter, and she has to let everyone know about it, constantly. And it's just like, I don't care about you.
Yeah.
You treat people like garbage. I don't want to hear about how bad your day was. I don't want to hear about how good of a person you think you are, how bad your daughter is. Her daughter's chill as fuck, by the way.
Yeah. It's unacceptable.
Social media, it's the way it describes, who loved you either too much or not enough.
Yeah.
That might be mean to say. That might be incredibly mean to say. Is it? Am I a little bit?
To say...
Who loved you either too much or not enough, that kind of a thing.
So you can tell, what their background is.
Yeah.
I would say that that's actually really true. I think that there's a lot to be said about, there's a difference between wanting attention in the, look at me and what I just did versus, I had issues where I had a lot of, childhood trauma where now I want to be the center of everybody's world, but it has to be on my terms. And I think you can definitely, from a psychological standpoint, you can tell a lot by someone's social media. It's a fucking look into their brain.
Yeah.
That's what it's become. I'm majoring in psychology, so this is a psychological mind, just field trip for me. It's literally just going on with a bunch of popcorn
and see, psychology fascinates me to a point where I don't think I'd ever study it, but for a degree, but I study it in my just psychoanalyzing people is so much fun. And you can tell so much about a person by what they have on their Facebook page, or on their Twitter, or on their Instagram, or Snapchat. We have too many social medias.
We do. Let's see. Yeah. At least AOL is gone, so that's one less one to worry about.
I just miss the tone. I miss the dial-up tone. That's all I want. I don't care if it's dial-up or not. I just want to hear. I want to hear the tone.
I just babysat a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old who had never heard what dial-up was, and I played a clip for them on YouTube.
That's amazing.
It was the first one to ever show them dial-up internet.
And then just be like, and then if someone picked the phone up, you were done.
Yeah, it was, if your parents said, yeah, get off the internet, you knew it meant, we're calling someone.
What is it, living with my dad, my parents got divorced, my dad moved in with my grandpa.
Yeah.
And my dad had to switch the setting on that so that instead, because my grandpa would get on the phone and call my aunt or one of his buddies or whatever, constantly, not realizing the internet is a machine that will die if you do that. So he found a way to switch it so the phone didn't work when you're on the internet.
Wow.
But it's yeah.
Wow.
I kind of miss, I don't miss how slow it was, but I miss the old days.
Yeah.
You
It
know?
was, you could walk around and get a sandwich, do a little dance. It was
God, we're old people
it's
now.
good.
I don't like it.
I have varying feelings about it because like there are sometimes like I wouldn't go back to high school if I was given the chance. I wouldn't. I think I got it pretty easy when I was at Adams. Like Trinity was terrible for me, but like I sometimes think if I could go back to those really innocent days when I didn't know what this meant or when I hadn't done this or this or this, that would be so precious right now.
Yeah, I made a lot of dumb choices, and I let depression and anxiety kind of rule my life in high school. So there's a lot of chances that I didn't take that I wish I had taken.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I feel
yeah, I get you. Google Plus.
Google Plus.
Let's get Google
really?
Plus. Let's
Oh
not
yeah,
get
that
Google
was I tried that when I was like 13 and then kind of
Yeah. Apparently my Google Plus page still exists. Haven't used it since 2012, but...
C'est la vie. Yeah, mine still has a picture of a squirrel with actually it's a stormtrooper on it.
That's actually that's pretty hardcore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gordon.
Yeah, so I think mine's me sitting on the top of cabinets at my newspaper class in high school.
Nice.
Because I like to take naps up there.
Newspaper. I wish I'd done newspaper. There are a lot
I
of
wish
fun.
you had done newspaper too.
I feel like that's always when I take what major should you take, should you have kind of tested always. Journalism's always on there. Public relations and journalism those are almost always the top two.
Journalism, it was a lot, newspaper was a lot of fun, I think. The problem was that I wish that more of my friends would have been in it. But, I mean, because when I was the only sophomore, when I went in, junior year, my friend Ross came in and we had a blast, but there was a lot of, like, the paper fell apart because just the new higher up staff didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
So I, as a junior, was running the paper essentially and getting no credit for it. And then when I was a senior and went in and thought I'd be editor-in-chief, she gave it to a sophomore.
What?
An IB sophomore.
Of
But,
course.
yeah. And so I got no credit and wanted to kill everyone in the class.
Can I bring up IB quickly?
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, I love talking about IB. I was in two
International
IB.
Baccalaureate.
Yes, International Baccalaureate degree. I was in two of the classes, so I technically got two certificates in art and art history and English. And I remember Dr. Mika, who was running the IB program, would come into our class and he would, once a year, and he would talk to us. And the first year, I was a junior the first year I did an IB class, and he basically said the equivalent of, you are all better than everybody else in the school. You are going places and no one else is going places. I got into a shouting match with him over that because I did not believe that, because I said, we have better teachers and we're expected to do better, and by, underestimating everybody else, you're just putting them in this little box. And I had shouting matches with him, and two with Mr. Weaver. Like, we just got into it. And then I felt so sorry for my IB friends because I went up to them after that. I was like, you guys are so lucky because you don't know what it's like. Because it was a school within a school.
It was. And yeah, they had that better than me, I'm better than you mentality.
Yeah.
And when I was a freshman, a lot of that was what put me down very early on in my high school career, because I had a kid say that he was better than me because he was an IB kid. I mean, he was right. I was not a good student. But, yeah, I digress.
I feel like, in general, you're just a better person than the majority of IB people that I was around. Like,
Thank you.
My friend Cassie Ekdahl, she is the epitome of what it's like to be a good IB student and also to be a good person. Like, she never said she was better than anybody. She never thought she was better than everybody. And she always, she didn't see the difference, really.
Yeah.
Like,
kids are kids. We all go to high school. We have lockers, bad lunches.
Yeah. We're the same. It's just some of us are, put in a higher echelon because of...
Yeah.
That was an IB word I learned, echelon.
Echelon's
I'm so
a good
much
word.
better than everybody else because I know how to use the word echelon.
I was in an honors English class and I learned that word, so I mean...
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
No, IB, man.
Yeah.
That was...
High school.
I'm sorry you heard that. That's such an IB thing for someone to say.
It really sucked. I think that's part of the reason I kind of didn't ever branch out. I had friends in every all the little cliques.
Yeah.
But I never really fit into any of those categories myself.
Yeah.
There's pretty much a Greg clique, and that's kind of where my immediate friends were.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's a Greg clique just because these, I hang around these people the most, so this is just the clique I assume that I am part of.
Exactly. And that was pretty similar with me also. Like, I had friends in the IB program, but also, like, the hacky sack players. And
Oh, my
people.
God, the hacky sackers.
God.
I made them t-shirts and sold those suckers for $20 a piece.
You did?
Yeah, because most of them were my friends, and I said, hey, because me and my dad did tie-dye shirts.
Oh,
So
cool.
we're going to start a business. We're going to make tie-dye shirts and sell them to school organizations. Well, no one really wanted them. Like, none of the clubs wanted them, so I asked the hacky sackers if they wanted some shirts. And they said yes. I sold those suckers for $20 a pop.
Wow.
My dad said to charge them $15, so I took a $5 commission.
Dad.
I took a $5 commission on top of my already existing cut, because that's business.
That's the epitome of...
I did not need economics from Kingston. I needed to just be on my own. I didn't need business law with Austin. I just needed to sell my shirts out of my little Martin's baggie.
God, Kingston was so hilarious.
He was Sheen from Jimmy Neutron. That's all.
Did you have him for,
Econ.
was it 2012 or 2013 or 20...
2013, I think I had him. Yeah, I had him 2013. I had him the end of our junior year.
I had him the first semester of our junior year, and he was a huge ride or die Romney supporter, and everyone was supporting Obama. And we had an election party. Everybody brought in like Obama-themed cupcakes and cake, and he brought his huge Romney Ryan sign and just planted it on his desk. Would you mind if I go on a little tangent?
By all means.
So I was known for like being the person who would get into debates with him in class about liberalism versus conservatism and why I'm the way I am as a politically why I associate with the party that I associate with. And he and so people started sticking Obama stickers in his classroom. And he thought it was me, and he would like kind of teasingly say like, "Oh, you," and then like one day he came in and he was just like he started yelling at me because he they had gone really crazy with the stickers everywhere, and like one day I came in during lunch to ask him a question, and he was at his computer, and he turned around and his eyes looked red, and you could see he had been combing his hands through his hair.
Oh my God!
He said, "Gemma, it is one thing to put an Obama sticker on my pencil sharpener. Hell, it's another one to put it by the computer. But that," and he points to the TV in the corner of the room, there's this huge Obama sticker in the middle of it, "that is too far." And I'd come back to Ms. Dickerson's classroom after that because I would eat lunch in there. And then like 3 students came in giggling. I was like, "What's so funny?" "Oh, we just heard Kingston shout at the student who got in trouble for what we did."
Like, it was me!
Yeah! I'm like, well, you are such fuckers.
What is it? I remember why how you and me became friends, like quasi good friends in high school. It was Tim Howard, if you remember him.
Oh, Tim.
Tim was an interesting man. Majority of the things coming out of his mouth were a lie.
Yep.
But I digress.
I'd say more than a majority, but yeah.
Oh my God, I have stories to tell you off camera about him. The conspiracy that me and Ross unweaved in newspaper class one day. But he was going on some tangent, and you were in the newspaper room with us. And like I said something like against one of his points, and you went, "Oh, you're a left-wing nutjob too?" And I'm like, "Yes!"
Whee!
And that was when we became friends.
Whee!
Good times.
I was always so angry with Tim that like I rarely remember anything when anybody else was around because we would just really go at it. And one time he had to come into government class to fix something, and he saw me, he was just like, "You." I was like, "You." And then we just he was fixing the computer, and we just got into an argument about abortion just in the middle of...
Oh my God. That does sound about right.
It's all God. It's all God's plan. Yeah, well, and so that... Tim.
Yeah.
I have one thing I do want to say about millennials.
Okay.
I do believe in some millennials. I think that millennials are inherently good, but there's also the problem that a lot of us are very privileged. And one of the things that I have an issue with, especially in like politics with a lot of millennials, is it's always ride or die. And that's always been an issue personally, where if something doesn't go a millennial's way, it's often like,
Yeah.
it's just ride or die. And I have that tendency too. Like, I've been noticing that I have a very similar tendency, and this is also with jobs, this is with sandwiches and coffees and even rent. But, you know, they can still, like, a lot can afford their $1,200 a month apartment. I'm living with my mom right now, so, you know.
I'm having problems splitting a $340 rent payment every month with persons. So yeah, I get that. Some have it, some don't. Like, look at me. I'm very poorly running a YouTube channel because I can't afford to buy real equipment. So.
You're doing what you can, and I think it's really cool that you're still. Nevertheless, he persisted.
Fingers crossed. One day, I'll be able to quit my day job. Yeah. Gemma, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
You're welcome.
This has
Greg.
been fun.
This has.
Gemma, where can we find you? If people want to catch up with what the Gemma is doing, is there a?
Yes.
Okay.
Facebook is always really great, and I'm Gemma Lee. G as in glorious, EMMA, L as in luxurious, EE. Okay.
I was going to say Lion King, but okay.
I was about to say Lancaster, just after the last, but it's like, why do I keep thinking Langston? You can find me there. You can find me on Instagram with the same name. Occasionally, you can find me on Tinder if I'm feeling really sad.
Oh, Tinder. Tinder makes me sad as a guy, because I'm that guy who's like, when I was on Tinder, I'm like, hi, I'm so-and-so, how are you? Do, let's start conversation words. Nothing. It's like, I'm not thirsty, I just want to love someone.
Please love me. Yeah, that, I originally got Tinder because, super, like anybody, I just want to get laid, man. So that was the original reason I got Tinder, but I found it was so fun to answer every guy with a verse from T.S. Eliot's The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, which you should read because it's fantastic to do that. But I'm mostly on Snapchat, and my username is VaggieTale. It was going to be VaggieTales, but I forgot to add the S.
That's funny. I like that.
It's the name of my memoir.
VaggieTale is the Gemma story.
It's going to start with my first gynecology exam. Fun fact, it was our senior year, and it was on Valentine's Day, so.
Yeah. Mine's just called Am I Famous Yet? The Greg Micah story.
I like that.
So,
Am I famous yet?
So I think
My
friend Ross's was Fat, Single, and Ready to Mingle. And he had like 2 other ones for like the sequel and the follow-up, so he has a trilogy.
Really?
Yeah, I know one was called...
See that.
Oh yeah, okay, so one was called the second one was Farts, Bitches, and Snacks. And then the third one, because one of his games was Harlem Man Toots, it was The Toots, the whole Toots, nothing but the Toots. The final epic chapter.
Oh my god.
Like, I want him to write these books one day, but I digress.
I feel like the last one has to be a biography, though, written about him, so, you know, it can be about fully about his last epic chapter.
See, I want it to be about him writing the first 2 books.
Oh, that's it.
It's like someone else, it's not an autobiography, it's someone writing about him writing books.
Ooh.
Just kind of a don't try. If you want to support... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to start a YouTube channel for my web series, but I'll have you do an announcement.
I will definitely link the shit out of that. Because, yes. If you want to support the show or anything else that Lego My Grego TV creates, you can find us over on patreon.com/LegoMyGrego. You can help us out at the $1 level, at least $1. You know, I think every little penny helps. $5 gets you a sponsor tier, like you can be listed as a sponsor as a producer, Patreon producer. It's all good and fun stuff. Get your topic and first world problems, all that good fun. You can also find us over on Facebook, facebook.com/LegoMyGregoTV. I really need to double check if it's TV or just Lego My Grego. Type in both, you'll find out the links in the description below, which doesn't really matter. Subscribe, like, all that good fun stuff, you know. Mm-hmm. And I will see you guys on the next podcast, which will be next week, hopefully. I say hopefully, because 2-month hiatus came out of literally nowhere. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, we're back, so.
Whee!
Yeah.
Nice seeing you guys.
See you later, guys. Internet, cut! Explosions.
Dead pause.